So what the heck is the inciting event? On the surface, that's a question that just about any writer can answer. The trouble is that sometimes we all have a different answer. So is the inciting event the first thing that happens in the story? Or is it the moment that kicks off the plot and the conflict? Is it the first plot point at the end of the first act? Or is it something in between all those? Or is it maybe something that happens before the story ever starts? The chief difficulty in identifying the inciting event is that the term is used rather wildly to apply to just about any of the above. One writer calls the hook the inciting event, another calls it the first plot point. It's absolutely no wonder we're all confused. So here's where the trouble with the inciting event starts, and this is the most important thing you can take away from this part of the webinar, and it is so important that it gets a whole slide all to itself. There isn't just one moment that can be called the inciting event. There are three. The vast majority of confusion over this structural pillar is the fact that we find different writers referring to three very distinct moments in the story by the same name. I've been guilty of it too in the past before I grasped the differences between the three. These three different story structure moments are completely different from one another, and they're all equally necessary to your story. So let's examine each of these three moments one by one to figure out what important job they each do and which is really the inciting event. Probably the most common understanding of the inciting event is that it's the first moment in your plot. This moment is the beginning of your story, possibly even the first sentence. It's the opening scene, which will introduce your main character and the main conflict. It's the first domino in the line of dominoes that forms your plot. So you know if you open before this moment, then you've opened too soon.